Yo, what is going on guys? DJ Crime here and I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be doing a breakdown, walkthrough of my track 0 Point that got released on Stony X Records. You should go and check out the label, they're just recently starting out, posting out some good tracks. So go and show them some love. The link I think will be in the bio still, if not you can go ahead and check it out on my SoundCloud. So I'm going to be cutting this video into two parts. I'm going to be doing the drop first, and I'm also going to be doing the break in the second part, so that I don't do like a big 40-minute video going through everything, because the drop is quite massive. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in this project. But yeah, I don't think it's as big as Future, I don't think, but I'll try and explain everything, how I did certain things and how I made the melody and everything like that, because I know a lot of you guys do like the melody. I've heard people that they love the melody, it's catchy, it's melodic, so I'll explain that as best I can. But if you do go ahead and enjoy this video, then be sure to go and drop it a favourite and a like as well, because this will be going up on YouTube as well, on my channel, so stay tuned for that, and also subscribe if you are new. But without further ado, let's get into this. So the drop is right here, and there's quite a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of effects down the bottom to give the drop more energy. If you haven't heard the track and you're just stumbling on this video, this is what it sounds like. So yeah, that is the drop right there. Pretty simple, but there's quite a lot of stuff going on. I think a lot of you guys will hear a lot of sounds from Nova and Galaxy, which I have something planned for very soon. A sample pack with those sounds in there. Sounds from this track, sounds from Future and Galaxy, but I have a video on that after this one goes live, so. But yeah, you will hear like the same kind of melody, kind of pattern, the same as Nova, and some of the other tracks that I make. I do like to have like catchy melodies with a lot of stutter notes, like something that really catches the ear, and something that's really like interesting to listen to. Yeah, that's kind of the way I go with my tracks. But yeah, we'll start off with the kick. So the kick is actually made out of, I think, 7 layers. Including the sub, which sounds like this. It sounds really fat. I think it's the top. I think it's this layer right here that just gives it more attack, makes it more fat, and makes the drop more powerful. Like this is like an old school kind of big room kick, which you would have heard in some tracks like The Flute by New World Sound, and some other tracks along those lines. But yeah, it's a really cool kick. I've also included a Saber's kick that has that really nice high end as well. It's got the sub and this right here. So actually, I think the reason why I've kept the sub just a little bit on this one is to give the sub a little bit more body. So yeah, the mix right here. So I've boosted the low end a bit to give more sub, because without it the sub wasn't really that powerful. So I thought I would add that in. And also a kickstart to sidechain it, so I can get rid of any punch. Sure, I can only keep the sub in there. And with the G Max kick, G Max Big Room Kick 10, I think, is in the key of G. I cut away any low end. I cut up until the 500 Hz, because that was like a good part. It keeps a lot of low mids. It also keeps a lot of the mids to give that power. So I did that. I also put a camel crusher to give more highs, to really boost them highs a lot, and a kickstart for sidechain, and another EQ just to cut away any low end made by the camel crusher. And with this, it's just the same. Cut away the low mids, cut away everything, and sidechain. And for the kick, so it's made out of 4 layers to give it a lot of click. We've got this one. We got this one. And this one. And altogether they don't sound that powerful, but in the mix you can hear them. They do punch through quite a bit. They do sound like really flat. I don't know why, they just sound like really thumpy. It sounds like a trap kick, but yeah. And the mixing on them is pretty simple. The first one is just a lot of boosting in the high mids to give it more attack. Cutting away any low end just from here, because yeah, you don't really need that. And I've added a transient master to boost the attack, and I've lowered the sustain by 1%. And that's pretty much it for that kick. This one right here, I've only just dipped the highs, the treble a little bit, and I've cut away any low end, so that's all I've got on that one. The punchy kick, I've did a lot of boosting in the highs here, quite a lot, so it's this kick right here. So there's not much of a difference in the highs, but it just gives it more attack and a lot more clickiness. So, and I've also boosted a lot of the low mids around about here. So yeah, just boost them wherever you feel need boosted. Like if you want more attack, then you can give it more attack by adding like a top kick, but you can also EQ it and basically boost the high end, boost the where the attack is. So for example, with this kick, this is where like the most of the high clicks are coming from. So you boost around about there to make them more out there. But yeah, that's all the kicks for now. Oh, I've got also added this one in, which does the same. Just boosts a lot of the highs, a lot of the high end, and cut away any low end that's unnecessary. And I've did the same, boosted the transient master all the way. And also no, I think that's it. Never mind, I thought I did more to it, but yeah, I just boosting the highs, making the kick attack more, and altogether it sounds like this. Also making sure that I pitch it up to make it a little bit more interesting. So yeah, and for the other elements like the percussion and stuff, I've just added like these claps or sidechains, and then some toms, and this little rhythm right here, which I had this idea sitting for quite a while, so I did this ages ago. I'm gonna be implementing the same kind of rhythm to make it more interesting, but I thought that was kind of cool to add in just to go do 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 do, and it does that. And then we have the stabs, which are pretty self-explanatory. They're I do love these stabs. Are from the local recordings pack. I don't know if it's still available, but if it isn't, then if you guys want it, I can try and post a link if I do find it, or I can just upload it. It was a free pack anyway, and it had some really cool stabs. Like there's this one. And I use these quite a lot. I think they seem quite overused now, but they're good to layer. to basically make them more interesting. You mostly hear the mystery stabs and these stabs right here. I can't pronounce that name, but the other one's just to give it a little bit more more highs, I should say, more melodic kind of stuff. Because this one isn't like the other ones. It's more melodic in a way. But yeah, those are the stabs. But with everything together, it sounds like this. And also for the fills, there's just this fill right here. And some glitches in between. Normally I would have like a lot of glitches along the drop, but this was a really late project, so yeah, I've just kept a lot of things simple. And just a bunch of effects down the bottom here. Let me mute the drop leads. So yeah. Basically gives the drop more atmosphere, makes it more powerful, and gives a lot more energy with a lot of these effects in the background. But yeah, it's just one thing that I do like, just a lot of atmosphere in the background to make this track sound interesting and full. So that's a good thing to do when making a drop. Always fill it up with crowd noise, like little ambience effects, like some stuff like this, and just little vocal pads in the background. As long as you mix them right, it should fill your mix up perfectly. But now for the drop leads, the thing that's the most interesting for some, because a lot of people do like this drop, as I've said. It's quite catchy to them, so I've got it muted, hold on. And it's the same for the second drop, it's just I've added a hoover, but I've also changed the chords up a little bit. Yeah, same melody, but I've changed the chords up and some notes to make it a little bit more interesting and not the repetitive same drop. Like, just, it's not copy and paste, it's just changing a few notes, putting them up an octave, and doing some other stuff to make it more interesting. So for the mixing, I'll go through that quickly. So I got a mixer bus here with an EQ, basically dipping, boosting a lot of the high mids, and taking quite a lot of treble, like hissiness away, because some of these leads will have a lot of high hissiness that will make them sound really hard to listen to, so make sure you EQ them right. Also boosting a little bit of the mids and the low mid to give the lead more power and body is important. Camel Crusher just to give it more body again, giving it more power, putting the compressor around here. It just makes the lead a lot more powerful, so with the EQ and Camel Crusher it sounds like this. So yeah, it's quite subtle, but it does really help with the leads to give them more energy and body. I'm going to say that quite a lot in this video, but it's really good to use a lot of these like Camel Crusher, Novotech, and all these kind of stuff, because it does give the lead that power, and it makes it stand out a lot more. But yeah, I've also added a Novotech character, which gives the lead more power, gives it more body. I put it all the way up to 50. Same here with the target, 50. Without these two, well, without the Novotech character, it would sound like this. So yeah, yeah, it just makes the lead more powerful, makes it more loud. But that's where you come into the mixing and just tweak the knobs around about here, just to basically make sure that they don't clip. So yeah, that's normal type character, and I've also added this tube saturator vintage to make the leads more in your face. It makes them more brighter. Without it, it'll sound like this. You won't hear much of a difference, but it is there to make the lead more in your face. And I use the Warm Mix preset. This is like a free saturator that you can get from their website. So yeah, it's quite a good plugin. I've been using it for quite a while now, so you should go and check it out if you're interested. But onto the reverb, which is this. This is what gives the lead more room and a lot more freedom, if you say, like more brightness. Always make sure the reverb carry though when you're using a high amount of reverb, like 50% and a 5.2 delay, because that will, like, without the reverb carry, it would sound like this. I'm gonna turn this off. It would sound really like drowned in reverb, and it won't be really easy to listen to. So always control your reverb by using the reverb carry. I've also had an OTT to glue everything together, and I put the depth around about 20%. I've tweaked the knobs here, I've removed any low end from the leads, and I've also tweaked the out gain to give it more power. Without the OTT, it sounds like this. It basically makes it less louder, but it basically is a compressor, so it compresses everything together. So it basically glues everything together. So it's a really good plugin as well to use. Quite an easy plugin once you get the hang of it. And then the Sidechain, pretty simple. Kickstart, use the quick chain. So yeah, and then we have Ozone Imager, which the width is on 35%, and it makes the leads more wider. It's an imager. So yeah, it makes the leads more wider. You won't be able to hear this on headphones if you're listening on like AirPods or earphones or headphones. But you will be able to hear this on like big studio monitors or speakers. So yeah, and just a fruity low pass, which is a filter, and then finally an EQ just to basically finish lead off, polishing it up, making sure that there's no unnecessary frequencies. So what I've did here is I've boosted a little bit of the high mids. I've also dipped just a little bit. I've cut away a lot of the highs here because we don't need them. And I've also boosted the mids right about here as well. It gives the lead a lot more power. And also I removed a lot of the low end because you can hear it. You can still hear there's a lot of low end. So I've did that. Making sure that the lead sounds clean and there's no frequencies that interfere with the kick. So yeah, all together it sounds like this. And then what I've done with each lead is I've just EQ'd them the way I'll need to EQ them. So cut away any low end. Yeah, just cut away low end from the leads to make sure that there's not any unnecessary frequencies, as I've said. For the presets, I'm not going to go for every silent, but it's basically the same kind of leads I've used in some other tracks. Future, Galaxy, and Nova as well. So it's just these kind of leads I'm using. If you want, I can include the presets to 0 point in my sample pack that's coming out very soon. So let me know if you want me to include them. But yeah, that's been the breakdown of 0 point. I'm glad that you guys do love the track and I've seen an interest in it. A lot more tracks like this are coming out very soon, along the dark kind of vibe that I'm going for. Next episode I'm going to try and walk through the breakdown because it's a lot. It's quite a lot, as you can see. But if you did enjoy this video and you did find it helpful, then be sure to go ahead and drop it a like and subscribe and drop a follow if you want to see more content like this. But I'll see you guys next time. Peace.